Hi everyone, my name is Brenda and I'm from pitchIN. So welcome to our Get to Know the Founder session where we would like you, the investor, to know more about our issuers and their stories. So we will spend about 10 minutes speaking to the founders of these companies and we'll be asking them about 7 to 8 questions about themselves and the company. So after that, we will wrap the session up with a set of rapid fire questions. So today we are sitting down with Raj to get to know more about Bawiq. Bawiq is an app that allows its users to order and get their groceries delivered within 90 minutes. So they are currently pre-live on pitchIN and they aim to raise 10 million ringgit through this campaign. So without any further ado, I would like to welcome Raj to our session today. Hi, Raj.
Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Excellent, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, all right, so let's start with a very simple introduction from yourself.
Okay, my name is Raj Lee, founder and CEO of Bawiq. A little bit about myself. I'm a retailer at heart. Started off packing shelves in a local 7-Eleven, worked my way up to running supermarkets, superstores all across the world, building shopping malls, whatever you have it. Anything to do with retail, I've had my hand in it. So that's me in a nutshell, very, very quick.
All right, that's awesome. I love that. All right, so thank you for that quick introduction. We will go straight to the questions. All right, so
sure.
You mentioned it a little bit just now, but let's take it all the way back to the beginning, right? So how did you start Bawiq and why did you do it?
Okay, it all started basically from a problem that I faced myself, okay? I was trying to order some groceries. This is going back around 4 or 5 years ago. And what I found was basically the people who were delivering groceries were the big supermarket chains and hypermarkets. And they were taking roughly, 24 to 48 hours to deliver their groceries. And I was a little bit shocked because, you could order a pizza, you could order a burger, you could order some beef rendang. And somebody would cook, pack, and deliver it to you within 45 minutes. So at this point, I thought, there's something strange going, why isn't it working? And that's when I said, I think I can do this and I can do it better. So that's when I started Bawiq.
Wow, okay, that's great. So like the pain point came from yourself, right? And then that's how it all
started.
That's
right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay, right. So what is a typical day for you at the company? Do you wake up, do you get coffee first, go for a run?
Oh, okay. So I'm quite fortunate. I live in KLCC, so I've become a bit like my dad, to be honest. I wake up around 5:30 something, and I go for a nice walk around KLCC. So if you see this random guy walking around, that's most of the time it's me. And the weather is very fresh at that time, and it's not so hot. Then I come, as soon as I come into work, I try to sit down, have a coffee. I like to sit with everyone in the company, every single individual, kind of find out what do they do the day before, what have they got planned for today, what are the problems that they faced, right? Because it's my job to make sure that whatever problems they face, I find a solution to get rid of it, So I need to make their job as easy as possible, basically. So it's a lot of kind of pre-planning, and then that takes me to about midday where I can go out and grab something to eat. Normally, I do try to eat with one particular department of the company, so that we get to talk, not necessarily to talk business. It's just to, it's all about building the team. It's all about creating that unity so that everyone is focused in the right direction and moving forward. As companies grow and when they start to grow at a certain speed, it's very important to make sure that focus is there. So yeah. And then the remaining part of the day is just my time to actually do my work. So yeah.
So then that's where all the meetings come in, all the proposals and lots of emails, all that.
That's right. Running around trying to to keep everything together. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So you said you've been in the retail industry for a long time, and you've had many different aspects. You've worked with many different parts of it. So what would you say is the most gratifying thing about running this company currently?
I think there's quite a few things. Number one, like with any founder, any businessman, a lot of people are going to tell you no. A lot of people are going to say, hey, it's not going to work. A lot of people are going to tell you, don't do this, don't do that. And it's not that you want to go against the grain, but you have a vision and you want to reach it, right? And you have to keep taking those steps forward. So there's gratification in being able to say, hey, we've got this far, we've been able to grow to the size that we are today. There's the gratification of seeing that, this little company is providing, food, education, a home for so many people. And they are growing, their experience is growing. It's also that I have a number of interns that work in the company as well. Is showing that I'm starting to be, the company's being able to give back to the community, and that we've reached a point where, there's a lot of now sharing of information, education, and helping. So, yeah.
All right, cool. I never thought about it that way, but when you put it in when you shine a different light on it, I guess it does always look better. So in contrast to that, what are some of the challenges that might keep you awake at night?
Okay, right. Challenges of growing rapidly is that your problems start to grow very, very big, very, very quickly, right? So it's being able to control and manage those problems to make sure that they're not pushed under the carpet, to be able to constantly find solutions. I'm very lucky. I've got a very, very good team, who've been with me a considerable amount of time now, so I can rely on them. Of course, with any company, with our expansion, we require funding. So there are sleepless nights of, hey, how do we get to our next, funding round or what have you. That's become less so of the case of recent, as the company's getting stronger and stronger. But it's those kind of things, you when you run a business, you are responsible for everything, right? Everything lands on your shoulder, and you have to ensure that whatever you commit, that you deliver on those commitments, no matter what. If MCO comes along and says, hey, you can't do that, you can't just sit back and say, okay, I'm not going to do it. You have to sit down, work out how are you going to get it done with those obstacles, so that's what kind of keeps me up. Yeah.
That sounds like a very long list of things to keep you up at night.
It's
It's all part of the job, right?
It's all part of the job, but it's then when you do solve those problems, it goes back to on the list of things that make you feel good, right? That you asked about before, right? So
Yeah. Okay, cool. So is there anyone out there that you particularly look up to? It could be someone close to you, or maybe like a business CEO or a sports icon.
Yes, there is. I've always looked at Richard Branson as someone to look up to, because he started off his business from the back of his car, and he grew to where he grew. He had many ups and downs along the way, many failures, which he was able to kind of look at, understand, and learn from in order to move forward. He's out there doing stuff that I would say that a couple of generations younger are actually looking to do, right? So he's going into space, and he's not let age be a barrier. And for someone like myself, I'm 50, 51, so most people say, well, you've got a tech company, shouldn't you be in your 20s or 30s? It's kind of a little bit similar in that respect as well, right? We're out here to show that it's not age, it's not race, it's not anything. It's what's in here, and who's around you, and getting that idea forward. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I think our founders, Sam and Cash, will gladly back that up, right? They are also 50 plus, with a fintech company. I think we're doing pretty great,
I think you guys are, we're there's so many companies trying to get onboarded to pitchIN, because you've proved yourself as a valuable resource for companies like Bawiq and the others that have been successful on your platform, to raising that money and being able to get on the cycle of perpetual funding, right? So it's very, very good.
All right, so we are already at the last question. So just to wrap everything up and take it back to the company, what is your aspiration and the vision for the company?
Okay, of late, a lot of companies talk about becoming a super app. A lot of companies, now it's kind of gone past the stage of becoming unicorn and so on. And of course, we would like to follow in all those footsteps, right? We do want to grow. We have very large aspirations. We want to grow across Southeast Asia, and then back into the Middle East and so on. So we're not, sitting here just to grow inside Malaysia. We want to be, holding Malaysia's flag throughout Southeast Asia as one of their biggest startups, right? So, I would like to be able to continue to, as we grow, provide more and more services and support for those who are unable to, take care of themselves or need help, support, whatever. So I think on my side, it's all about my growth and my personal growth. Helps me to do more for what I enjoy doing, which is getting people to make that next step up.
All right, thank you so much. So
You're most welcome.
All right, so before we end the session, we always do this thing where we play a quick game called rapid fire questions. And basically, I'm just gonna give you two options and you just have to choose between this or that. All right, so it's supposed to be no pressure. There is no right or wrong answer. So are you ready for the first question?
Yeah, so I'm supposed to answer this or that, right?
Yeah, basically the first or second option. Okay. So the first question I have for you is mobile app or web app?
Mobile.
Okay.
I'm supposed to say this?
Takeaway or dine in?
Dine in.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay. Zoom or Google Meet?
Zoom.
Okay. Last question. So if you were going on a holiday, would you prefer going to the sea or to the mountains?
To the sea.
All right. So that's all we really have. I hope that was kind of fun. But before we wrap this up completely, we are going to ask you for a final message and maybe like a takeaway to all your potential investors.
Bawiq has a lot of aspirations. We've made a huge amount of progress. We've grown incredibly over the last 5 years. We've gone from a very small team to a very large team of dedicated individuals who are focused on that one vision of growing Bawiq. We do everything ourselves, from our tech to our customer service, the whole works. And we're looking for investors looking to invest in our vision, right? We want people who are looking to grow with us and be part of us. and be part of the next big phenomenon that's coming out of Malaysia. So if that's you, would love for you to join us. Yep, that's it.
All right, great, thank you. So if you want to be part of Bawiq's journey, to those of you who are watching, you can visit their campaign page at our website, www.equity.pitchin.my, where you can post any of your questions in the Q&A section directly to the founder and their team. So thank you so much for joining us today, Raj. And thank you everybody for sticking with us to the end.